Join us for a first look of the new Maserati supercar, the Maserati MC20. Let's go. Maserati, of course, always has been about design, but the purpose of this vehicle is not primarily design. It's supposed to be a fast supercar, and that's why the front grille is also not like even bigger to be more masculine. It just has the size that it's needed for cooling, and this is the whole scheme of this vehicle. Everything is designed or laid out in a way that it serves a function, that it serves a purpose. Pretty interesting. 4 meters 67, 15 foot 3 or 184 inches is the length of the Maserati MC20. And the very interesting thing is that this is here the coupe with combustion engine. There will also be a convertible with combustion engine. This one will have some strengthened metallics at the side, but then without this fixed roof. And there will also be an electric version, so an all-electric version for the same car. They will use the same chassis, all three versions, but then a little bit more modified. In the EV version, there will be the battery pack getting more weight to the vehicle. Therefore, again, the chassis has to be strengthened. But the same base chassis, very interesting. Made from carbon fiber. You can also see it here in the lower part. And that's why also this car is so light. So just under 1,500 kilograms. And that's really amazing for the power that this car has. So you have to imagine that's 2.33 kilogram per horsepower, per 1 horsepower. And that's really, that's nothing actually. Midship engine concept, at least here for the combustion engine version. This is a 3-liter V6 twin turbo, 630 horsepower, 730 newton meters of torque, 8-speed dual clutch transmission, and acceleration to 100 kilometers is 2.9 seconds, to 200 kilometers 8.8 seconds. Maximum speed 325 kilometers or 200 miles per hour. Very interesting. That's it for the combustion engine. The EV version will even be a little bit faster, 2.8 seconds, so 0.1 seconds faster to 100, and 8.4 seconds, so 0.4 seconds faster to 200, but a little bit, less fast here, 310 kilometers or 192 miles for the EV version. But interesting really that they put this engine here, the combustion engine, this V6, 3-liter V6, but also an all-electric version. But first here today about the combustion engine, a little bit more about it. It's called Nettuno, so like Neptune in Italian. And this is inspired by Formula One technology, has special Formula One developed technologies inside. And Maserati is also claiming that it's not only powerful, but also very efficient. So this is also another thing about this vehicle. They wanted to build a little bit more sustainable supercar with also less fuel consumption. We'll have to see about that while driving, but they are actually promising us that. We have to see that for ourselves. But very interesting that they also picked a V6 and they said, okay, 2 cylinders less. Not every supercar needs to have a V8 for example. So for weight reasons, also then weight balancing reasons, for example. And again, I said that this would have been the best concept to have, the best performance ratio overall. Yeah, and by the way, this engine also means 210 horsepower per liter. So this performance ratio, very impressive. And also the rear here, of course, very well. A lot of carbon fiber use here once again, and also a strong diffuser. The signature here, very wide here with this light strip. It really looks supercar-ish from the rear. And these exhaust pipes here, yeah, I mean, they look really real. Glad there's no job for the Autogefuel fake exhaust police, or would it be the Autogefuel Carabinieri for today here, close to Modena, home of Maserati. And also one of the big news is the engine talked about here is built here in Modena, and this hasn't been done for a lot of years now. So this is really a true Italian, a true Maserati Modena home vehicle. They actually built a new facility for that. So really a lot of investment here in this new supercar. Here we can see these butterfly doors, a lot of carbon fiber use, as I said, a carbon fiber chassis, pretty interesting. And also nice here, these handles, how you can pull the doors back right there. So it also has some racing heritage, of course. And here another good look here at this monocoque chassis, together with the Alcantara seats, sport seats, very well formed, very well shaped. Soon taking a test seat exclusively for you. Very interesting here. Of course, one of the first prototype vehicles here. And the steering wheel, another perspective here. This is the one then with Alcantara on the sides and a lot of carbon fiber use. Also the steering wheel. This looks really fancy. Carbon fiber plus Alcantara. Really, really cool. And also so many other parts are covered in this microfiber, Alcantara and the carbon fiber. So hardly anything, not covered with that. Pretty cool. And now I'll be, I think, one of the first ones to get inside here at this world premiere. So exclusively for you, of course. And an interesting thing is it's actually quite comfortable. So, I mean, it looks so supercar sporty-ish from the outside. And the first impression here, I mean, the microfiber is always better to sit on than like a strong, slick surface as well as for the comfort. And this makes a quite good impression so far. And indeed, this was also the plan. So they really want to make it a race car, yes, but didn't want any compromise on comfort. Suspension-wise, we have to see. Told you there will be different suspension modes, and you can also go back to a soft suspension in the sportier mode. But so far, this makes a very good impression, and also you'll have a good grip here again with the Alcantara steering wheel. Once again, this will be my view then to these digital instruments on the left. And really looking forward also for a test drive. We will, of course, deliver you a test drive at a later stage, and then I'll also show you more about the infotainment system and so on. And before we come to our final conclusion for today, you might ask yourself, yeah, what's the price of this one? Because you surely all want to buy it, right? So it will start, just approximate guess, knowing the, price of so far supercars and also knowing the pricing policy of Maserati. We estimate about 210,000 euros or dollars. And when you equip it a little bit more, get some of the options, you can get some or less, close to a little bit less than $250,000. Then there will also be the convertible. It's probably a little bit more expensive than this one here, and then the EV version will also be more expensive, so this one will be the cheapest entry version. So, and everything then somewhat probably between 200 and 250k something. Piece of cake, right? Well guys, this is always an impressive perspective when a car has these butterfly doors. We know also from the McLarens, for example, and when they're both opened, always a very, very interesting perspective. Really cool, right? So what about the conclusion for today? As I told you earlier, I first thought, yet another supercar, and so many supercars have been built, and they're all like, super great performance figures, blah, blah, blah. But this car here to me was really special because of many different unique things it has. First of all, the thinking concept behind it about the form follows function, not crawling out for most attention, but really to serve a function, serve a purpose. And that's also, for example, why so much Alcantara is used on the interior then. And also the thought of producing a more sustainable supercar, both for the interior, for example, but also with a better fuel economy, for example. Really interesting with this Formula 1 use, also as for the midship engine concept. And of course this concept not to have it as coupe and convertible combustion engine wise, but also as an all-electric supercar and offering everything of that. So far it was maybe only electric supercar, or then the classic combustion engine supercar. So really interesting that they have such a high investment building an own facilities, especially for this vehicle. here in Modena, where so far the Gran Carrio and the Gran Coupe were being built. And then in these 3 different versions. So it's quite obvious that it can't be that profitable for them. It's really an image project to scream out that, hey, we're Maserati, we're back, with something very special. And this car is also there to influence all the other series production cars that are to come, which are more affordable, of course. This supercar, of course, will be super expensive, as the name supercar says, yeah. Design-wise, you can see it's more seamless. Of course, the doors scream for attention, yeah, but besides that, no big wings and so on, and really interesting that they use all the downforce then with using the lower floor, and of course, very impressive performance figures, both for the combustion engine and for the EV version that is then to come later. So, I really have to say, interesting things about this vehicle. Yeah, and of course, the Android Auto use for the infotainment system, which is really unexpected because the, Maserati hasn't been known for the best infotainment systems, and also not the Fiat mother company, not at all. So also pretty cool that they modernize a supercar with that. So far we've seen a lot of supercars with weird infotainment systems. Might that be the supercar with the best infotainment system ever? It will probably be the case. So I hope you enjoyed our insight here for today. We will keep you updated with the development of this vehicle. We will tell you when we can drive it, definitely, and also the different versions, so more to come here on our channel. So please subscribe if you haven't done so far. See you next time.